Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well, and peace and blessings to all you brethren preaching this word in all sincerity and truth. It's the brother Dama Agabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And now this is an article from Natural News titled Deep State Plan Revealed, Frame a Civil War to Justify UN Troops to Occupy and Disarm America. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, that this is the ultimate plan, which it could be, this could be a part of their plan to ultimately, bring prophecy to pass, starting with Isaiah, the 19th chapter, the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Now, either way it happens, either if Esau is going to frame it this way to do it this way, or it just happens more in a natural way, hey, it's all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And the Lord is just using this devil to ultimately to bring prophecy to pass and to bring things that need to happen so that the end can be justified and this man can be destroyed, man. But, this is not too far fetched. We know that these devils are working. They are cooking things up, man. And part of that whole Trump Mar-a-Lago raid, which was totally, against the Constitution and, all type of mischief going on that, it got a lot of these Trump supporters and a lot of these red, red, white and blue bleeding American Edomites pissed off, man. And it's basically just, they're doing things to set the stage for this so prophecy can be fulfilled and this civil war can't happen. Now, there are some things in this article that I'm going to read. I'm going to jump around a lot, but hey, these are the type of things that we're waiting to happen. These are the type of things that we're, through the Spirit are watching for and waiting, because we know that once these things happen, once these, this house being divided, it can't stand. We're waiting for particular things like this to happen so that, the word of the Lord can be fulfilled and we can ultimately get the hell up out of here, man. But as we can see, hey, these devils are working fast, man. And we know that these elite have an agenda and, having, these things happen so that they can be justified and, bringing this order out of chaos are all on the menu. So I'm going to read it around this article a little bit, drop a couple of precepts. Lord willing, you can be edified. But, some of the things that are in this article are prophecy, So that's the main reason why I'm going into this. So it says, thanks to the sources that have stepped forward with inside information, we now know some details about a plan we're told is being pursued by the Biden regime to achieve the complete overthrow and destruction of the United States of America. As you review this, remember that compromised American officials are working with Communist China and the globalists to achieve the downfall of America. The recent FBI DOJ raid on Mar-a-Lago is a key element of this plan. The raid was reportedly designed to provoke an armed uprising among the Trump supporters, or at least encourage nationwide protests that could be exploited by the FBI to run undercover agents dressed up as MAGA supporters. During these uprisings, we're told the FBI plans to attack government buildings with some sort of large-scale destruction, which, it is a lot of talk in the news of them, that the government's having to beef up security for the FBI, that they're being under attack. You had the guy run up into the FBI building with a gun trying to cause chaos. Now they're putting up barricades at FBI buildings because, these supporters, these Trump supporters, these right wingers, these, militia groups, these truthers, these conspiracy believers are, having an uprising against, the government. So, this is going to justify the government into, coming down with that great wrath, man, and to, do these particular things and cause crises so that they can be justified and, rolling hard on the American people, declaring martial law, shutting down, travel, court, cutting off certain sections of the city. And you got that on top of the monkey juice, the different diseases, the plagues, all these things on top of it. It could be a concoction to, totally shut this place down and for these devils to, bring this chaos. It says, during these uprisings, we're told the FBI plans to attack government buildings with some sort of large scale destruction, And that makes sense too, because you just recently had them tell New York to prepare for, a nuclear bomb attack, and how you should hide in your basement and do this and clean yourself off. So they're putting a lot of this shit out there in the minds of these people. They're trying to create their own self-fulfilling type of prophecies. Which it makes sense, because these devils can only bring their order out of the chaos. All right, they have to basically force force these American citizens into fighting them. They want to force you into drawing first blood. Even if they have to throw the stone and hide their hands themselves, they will use it against you, and they will, try to justify themselves as far as, what's going to happen after that, man. You see, it says, now add that to the list, the possibility of dirty bombs being unleashed in America by deep state operatives as a mechanism to declare martial law and feign vulnerability on part of the government, which I just said that. It says the narrative is already being set in place for a dirty bomb attack. It says, for example, DefenseNews.com recently reported on how the GAO was able to forge a few documents and purchase radioactive materials to be shipped to the United States. It says, blah, blah, blah. The scheme worked. The employees successfully had the material shipped, complete with radioactive stickers on the side, then confirmed delivery. So you can see what these guys are doing, man. All right. And ultimately, it is going to be a civil war ultimately in this country, thus saith the Lord, because these things need to happen. All right. Particular things have to play out in prophecy so that, things can happen. This is Isaiah 19:1. It says I saw that too. It says Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now, whether that happens naturally, whether that just happened because people are fed up, people are, because people are divided, people aren't seeing eye to eye. There's more division in this country than it has ever been before, especially through the whole Biden. See, but that whole division at first that happened with the whole Biden and Trump is kind of dying down now. It's like, people were divided between Biden and Trump when Biden first got in there. Now he's doing such a piss poor job of running this country that a lot of the people that voted for Biden, they're turning on him. They see that he's a piece of shit, and that, a lot of people are coming to the realization that maybe he did hijack the election. Maybe he's not really put in there. Maybe he didn't really get all of those votes, and people are seeing the horrible job that his administration is doing. So now that division between Trump and Biden supporters is kind of dying down. So now they're going to create a new division in this country, man. Now it's going to be through, the people coming up against the FBI, the people, these Make America Great Again, followers, the Trump followers, the MAGA group. Now they're the ones that's going to cause an uprising and fight up against this government. So now they're trying to use a new angle to come at, the people and set new divisions. Now it's going to be the people against the government, and this is where they're, they're slowly pushing this. You got the other division as the at first you had the jabbed versus the unjabbed. That's kind of all dying down. So now they got to come up with something new, and it could just very well be this thing, man. It can be an orchestrated civil war, to where they can use their cronies and dress up people in MAGA shit and do shit, and then they can blame it on Trump supporters, and then can cause more divisions that way, And it says, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And we can see that they're trying to orchestrate this type of shit, because they need these type of crises to, bring in martial law, to bring in these different executive orders so that they can lock down the country and have full, have reasons to come and, they're going to, they can use these different false flags and use that as a reason to come and disarm the American citizens, man. Oh, they're killing FBI agents. Oh, they're on a rampage. Oh, they got hold of a bomb and they bombed everybody. So we have to go around. They're going to make the people be the public enemy against the government now, and that's going to cause, people to be at each other's throats, It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. You see? And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. Which, once they put these executive orders in, whoever they put in charge can be pretty much a damn tyrant, man. He doesn't have to rule under the name of a president of the United States and deal with the Constitution and do it, according to the laws. He can be a law unto himself or herself or whoever the hell they might put in order. They can, they even talking about letting Biden drop dead, and who knows who they can put in place to sit as dictator of a over a divided and broken America. And this is where things could possibly go. We know that they're positioning and doing particular things so that could probably be the case. All right. It says, calling in UN troops. It says, to complete this reported scenario, the Biden regime plans to pretend to be weak, bombing its own offices and killing its own agents in order to issue an international plea for the United Nations assistance. Peacekeeping, in other words, and if they do this is when, this whole place is going to get locked down, man. It's when you're going to have foreign troops on the soil of America rounding up American citizens, man. And this is the ultimate plan that they eventually wants to happen, because out of it, they can gain total control. They can disarm the citizens. They can lock up any dissidents and people who are not ultimately getting in line with what they want to happen, man. It says these so-called peacekeepers are, of course, human traffickers, child sodomizers, and rapists, and they will ply their dark trade in U.S. cities just like they do everywhere else in the world. But the real threat is when the UN invites China to occupy the United States under the cover of peacekeeping or food rescue missions, since so many Americans will be starving due to engineered food scarcity, with PLA troops wearing blue helmets and going door to door, attempting to disarm the American people in the name of security, you see? And this is ultimately, one of the plays that they want to play, all in the name of security. That's why they're telling you in the news that, there's a big threat to the FBI. It's a big threat to judges. It's a big threat to the president and senators and mayors. And, once they can, get these false flags started, hey, the sky can be the limit. Because they got a bunch of agent provocateurs. They got a bunch of cronies and, fake people that they can use to set up, to blame it on, the enemies, blame it on truthers, blame it on conspiracy theorists, blame it on the men of the Lord or whoever they want to be the fall guys, as they are justified in sending in the troops, sending in the drones, sending in the robot dogs, or the DARPA robots, and so forth, man. Locking people up indefinitely, sending them, to the firing squad, putting their heads in guillotines, and ultimately to bring in this beast system. You see, but this is all, some of the cards that they could play in order to justify shit like this, man. And this is what the men of the Lord is waiting for, When Esau come in, this is going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, when the enemy is going to come in like a flood. Hey, the Lord's going to lift up a standard. It says, in effect, communist China would be simultaneously disarming America while occupying U.S. territory. And what do you think? They're going to be doing more than just disarming people. They're going to have the green light to probably shoot, to lock you up, separate you from your family. They're going to be doing all the shit that American troops used to do in their country. They're going to have the green light to do it over here. It says, once a critical mass of PLA troops are in place across America, the order is given to mass execute all living Americans so that China can claim North America for itself, instantly reaping the benefits of trillions of dollars worth of farmland, minerals, energy, waterways, ports, industry, and more. Salakia. All right, Salakia. You see, so it's going to be very interesting, man. And you can't put this past this government and past these elites, because scriptures tell you that they're going to have to come in with that great wrath, because a lot of their plans are not working. A lot of the things that they thought how it would play out is just not playing out, man. So they're going to have to get very desperate pretty soon, and they're going to have to start forcing the hand, man, and getting very sloppy. Look how sloppy it is with that whole Trump shit, man. You got a lot of these guys who got information, a lot of these lawyers and constitutional lawyers coming out saying like that shit was straight bullshit, man. It violating all type of laws. But guess what? Their time is short for them. So they have to do a lot of things, very sloppily and very, it's a lot of holes in what they're doing, and the people are starting to see through it. So eventually, he's just going to have to just come down with that great wrath and blow some shit up and blame it on whoever they want to blame it on, and be justified and rounding up you American citizens and bringing in these different foreign troops, starving you out, putting you to the point to where the only option you have is to come crawling and begging the government to feed you and to take care of you and to bring you peace, man. And it's going to cause, divisions between mothers, fathers, mothers-in-laws, sons and daughters, and people are going to be divided. You're going to have a lot of people that's going to, turn their back on their family members and snitch them out and report them to the government and all type of other bullshit, man. Even the men of the Lord, we're going to be faced with being ratted on and snitched out by our families, when the pressure is applied to them, But we've been saying this for years. That they're going to send in these foreign troops. The elders and apostles talk about the Gurkha troops and the UN troops, that they're going to send the sentinel dogs and the army, the non-American army. They're going to have to send in to try to, bring in this new world order, man. Hey, and guess what? We're going to be ready, the elect, because the Lord is going to defend us from that shit. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." You see, and that's what these devils are going to do eventually. They're going to, Revelation 12 and 12, they're going to come in with that great wrath. They're going to come in like a flood. Look at this in the NLT. It says, in the west, people will respect the name of Yahweh. In the east, they will glorify him, for he will come like a raging flood tide, driven by the breath of the Lord. And the Most High is going to have to, he's going to come and defend us. He's going to endow some of his men with spiritual power, man. He's going to send Yahushua to crack those clouds and to come and to defend us on his behalf. All right. And he's going to, ultimately deliver us from these damn devils and deliver us from this great persecution and this great wrath that this devil is about to unleash on the world, and mainly here in the West. It says at least at least that's the plan currently in play. Whether they can successfully pull it off is another story. Seeing to confirm this plan is the fact that Communist China is in the process of loading up a flotilla of merchant ships with military equipment and personnel ready to invade the continental United States with massive military presence. Under this scenario, there would be no resistance to China's military, as they would be deemed peacekeepers, so the entire U.S. Navy would stand down and allow China's military to roll right up to the West Coast and unload their military equipment on U.S. soil, you see? And these things are all on the table. These are all part of these elites' plan. But hey, as we know through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for the elect say, hey, the Lord has a counter to all of this shit, man. All right. But this is just the desperation that this devil is basically going to. And we know that these other nations, China to a certain extent, are all in league with these elites, man. They're all confederate in one thing, man. Even though they have their differences amongst each other, we know that they're all confederate in destroying the nation of Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see, but the main point about this is that, hey, we've been telling you that these devils are about to start doing a lot of these false flag attacks, and you're scaring the public to the point to where you're going to be begging for the government to take away, you'll be willing to give up all your rights and to give up, all your sovereignty to this damn government so that you can be so-called protected, and the funny part about it is all these attacks and shit is going to be done by the same government, man. It's all witchcraft and all deception. And a lot of you people are so damn simple and so dumb, you're going to believe it, man. And you're going to literally be deceived into your own enslavement and death by this devil. It says, in order to achieve all this, the Biden regime needs something incredibly disastrous to take place that would scare the majority of Americans into agreeing with the foreign occupation of America. They would need to paint the American people as the enemy, you see? And that's what they're doing right now. That's why they're, talking about all these, conspiracy theories. That's why they're rounding up Trump. They're doing what they're doing to Alex Jones, because it's a psychological operation. Now they're going to start painting the people who are pointing out the corruption and the wickedness of the government and these different secret societies and everything that's being done wickedly in this society as the enemies And a lot of these dumbass American people, they're going to believe it and they're going to go along with it. And they're going to be, calling for it to happen. And you better believe the men of Yahweh Shem Shai will be on that list, even though, we're not attacking this place. We've stated plenty of times on the videos that, look, we're here, we're a peaceful group, man. We're not taking up arms. We're not planning on blowing up nothing. We're not trying to fight against the government. We're waiting on Yahweh Shai to rise into the prey. But, a lot of these other Israelite groups who could be sold out and agents of Esau are out there in camp with guns, out here doing things that could have us, that are here in Great Millstone and brothers that are preaching this word the right way, in righteousness and in sincerity. We're gonna be numbered among the transgressors as well. But like I just read in Isaiah 59, hey, the Lord's going to defend his elect and the Lord's going to lift up that standard. But you can see where this devil is, he's already painting the picture. He's already creating this narrative for these stupid ass people to believe. It says fabricating all sorts of scary news and scapegoating their political enemies to take the blame for whatever nefarious attacks they unleash. The most likely choice for the regime to achieve these difficult goals is to choose a dirty bomb attack on a major U.S. city, preferably a city in a red state such as Texas or Florida. This way, heavily armed federal agents can descend upon the conservative state and attempt to seize control under federal emergency declarations. They can also economically punish a red state and cause a local chaos for the GOP governor. This is why a red state is most likely the target for the dirty bomb false flag. Once the bomb is unleashed, likely in the state's capital area, the entire area will be restricted from human access, citing radiation exposure. No matter how tiny it may be, this will throw banking, regulators, legislators, and courts into chaos. The complicit media will, of course, follow the script and blame the attack on whatever patsy they drum up with sufficient links to conservative media, the NRA, and the usual suspects. So they're going to, once they do that, then they can paint all enemies of the state with a broad brush, man. If you watch the video of Alex Jones, or if you watch the video of the Men of the Lord, or you watch any video that was a narrative outside of their, what the government deems to be fact check news, man, hey, you can be on that list and you can be rounded up and you can be a suspect, man. See? It says the blame will ultimately be placed on pro-Trump, flag-waving J6 attendee who believe in God, owns a lot of homemade guns, and posted some extreme-sounding frustration. See? And they're going to get everybody with one swoop, man. But they're, gradually doing this, man. And, it's just what they're going to do, man. They have no choice. They have to come out and do all this shit because, like I said, time is short. They have a very short time. They see the prophets. They know Yahweh Shai is on his way back. They see all the different signs in the heavens and everything that we're out there preaching is coming to pass. So this devil was, he's scared, man. It says it will, of course, be a white Christian male, and all white people will be immediately labeled terrorists by treasonous media. The call for nationwide gun confiscation won't be far behind. And for the record, we are calling for Americans to resist being played by the deep state in this emotional con game. Do not allow yourself to be whipped up into an emotional wave and do not resort to violence. This is what the deep state wants. The American people need to stay cool. Well, who cares about the American people? Because a lot of these American people are fucking idiots anyway. And a lot of them are going to fall for it either way it goes. But, but you just see, the game, the script is in play, man. The things are going to intensify and getting worse and worse, man. The closer, I think, the closer you get to this fucking election and this presidential run, once these Democrats see that they, that they have no chance in hell of winning, the election or keeping Biden in the presidency, that's when they're going to start unleashing a lot of this shit, in the next couple months. But we know it's all orchestrated, it's all planned, it's all ultimately to bring in this new world order. Where you people will be microchipped, you will be karagmed up, you will be given carbon credits in the UBI, and you're just gonna be totally property of these elites and fucking cattle and sheep and slaves, man, to this ultimate system. But I just wanted to go into this video real quick because you can see, hey, these devils are running. They're getting desperate, man. They're running out of time to the point now to where, hey, they're just about to just start forcing shit, and they're going to blame the men of the Lord. They're going to, we're going to be caught up in this shit. They're going to try to run up on us. They're going to try to, raid us and deem us terrorists and deem that we had something to do with this and put us on the news media, making us look crazy as hell, so that they can get rid of those that they know is going to resist and fight against this shit, man. But hey, brothers, at the end of the day, hey, our faith and trust is in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We know the Lord's not going to leave us in the hands of this damn devil, man. So, the Lord's going to put us in situations that's going to require faith. We just have to stand firm, believe, and, waver not, and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to take care of the rest, man. But hey, pray that these things happen, because the faster it happens, the faster Yahweh Shai is going to return, the faster this man's going to be destroyed, and the faster this society can go out, man, and we can, be taken up and come back down and bring in a new heavens and a new earth, man. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call hello Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. To the next one, shalom.